Hey, this is director-producer Alan Wills, and I am on Positive Power 21 with Jerry Royce Live. And when I'm online, I listen to Jerry Royce Live at www.spreaker.com/positivepower21.org. Y'all heard?
Listening to Jerry-Royce-Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, this is Tiffany Boyle, CEO and Editor-in-Chief of Emerge Magazine, the new voice of business. Here inviting you to come out to celebrate with us at the Emerge premiere, May 29th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the City Club of Washington, D.C., located at 555 13th Street Northwest, Columbia Square. Again, that's May 29th in Washington, D.C. For more information, visit www.emergepremiere.com.
Hi, I'm Nicole Smith, and I'm the author of Poems-by-Nikki, and you're on Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
What up? It's your boy Kano Kingston.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions.
Hey, this is Pat. Hi, I'm Teresa Cowell.
Hi, Jerry. This is Ira Sandro Carter.
Hi, this is Phil Powers.
Hello, this is Teresa Bobby with Jerry Royce Live.
Hi, I'm Philip Barron. I'm live on the Jerry Royce Show.
Hey, what it do? It's your boy Houston Saint.
Peace, this is Dahlia the poet, spoken word artist.
Hello, this is Mama Marquise with Jerry Royce Live.
All right, everyone. You got Robin Lynn, and I'm keeping it live right now on Jerry Royce Live.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? This is a award-winning podcast with the greatest podcast on earth. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide on Internet Radio, where you get your positive on. So when it's all positive, it's all power. That's positive power. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Think you know how drugs get in those little brown bottles? Think again. Set in the green hills of western New Jersey, inside the gilded halls of power of a U.S. pharmaceutical company where decisions are worth billions of dollars and human lives worth less. Nicholas Harding, a young executive at Marshall Pharmaceutical, finds his career, family, and life in jeopardy. The Farmhouse, a suspense thriller novel by Bill Powers, published by Donna Inc. Publications, available at Amazon.com or DonnaInc.org. Go to Bill's webpage at www.author-billpowers.com.
Are you looking for the next great read? A book filled with love, passion, betrayal, and intrigue. The award-winning novel, Season of Change, by Tamika Patrice Kane, is sure to satisfy your literary sweet tooth. Check out this must-read book reviewers are calling uplifting and emotional. An exceptionally great read, deeply intense and thought-provoking. Order your copy today, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon.com or at www.tamikapatrice.com.
Are you an author looking for promotional services or a reader looking for a great read at low prices? In this competitive world of books, Writing Royalty Promotions is dedicated to bringing authors and readers together to build a greater respect for literature through our various promotional services and online bookstore. So head over to writingroyaltypromotions.com and check us out.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to positivepower21.org. Today, I am feeling awesome, I am blessed, and I am Jerry Royce Live. I am worldwide, and you're listening to episode 356. 356 with Nicole Smith. That's right, author, poet Nicole Smith is here. But before we bring her on, we got to hear a word from our sponsors. That's right, Marilyn Dunn.
Hi, I am recording artist Marilyn Dunn from St. Louis, Missouri. If you are looking for some soul-stirring, anointed, spiritual, and heartfelt music, visit my website at www.marilynnDunnMinistries.com. Or you can also find me on CD Baby, iTunes, and Reverb Nation. For booking information, contact Mr. Kevin Dunn at 636-856-0551. That's 636-856-0551.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live, worldwide podcast.
That's right. You tell them, Robot. It's me, Jerry Royce Live, and we have Nicole Smith on the show. That's right, Nicole Smith is a passionate author from Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. Her freshman literary project is Poems-by-Nikki and is a life's work of her heart. Her mother instilled the importance of reading to her as a child, then the love and maturity for writing manifested by the 11th grade. Smith is a professional editor, ghostwriter, and a member of the Pen of a Ready Writer Society. Her award-winning writing style grips her readers with passion, compassion, and soul. Nicole is a college attendee who throws herself into her daily work serving children with developmental challenges. She loves writing plays, poetry, and also a music lover. Nicole loves every aspect of writing. Writing is her opportunity to let others visualize God's conception. She seeks to glorify God and points others towards Christ through her work. Nicole is an active member of Christ Gospel Church. 4 of her plays have been performed in Christ Gospel Church of Elkton, Maryland. That's right. That's the home of Jerry Royce Live. It's like we're not Elkton, but we right outside of Elkton. But anyway, everybody, we welcome you, Nicole Smith. How you doing, Nicole? Welcome to positivepower21.org. How you doing?
Good evening. I'm doing fine, Jerry. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. You heard me. I'm doing awesome. Yeah. And thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate your time. The Spoon Fuss and our listening audience. And you know, my audience is strong in the Maryland, D.C. area because my family, we love this area. We love the East Coast. And I tell everybody every time, you know, we listen to every word from our guests. And they want to know, Nicole. They want to know, who is Nicole Smith?
Who is Nicole Smith? Nicole Smith is, first and foremost, a woman of God. I am a daughter. I am a sister. I am a current college student, re-entering. I went to college in 1990 and went for a semester, didn't enjoy the experience, and now have completed my first year at Southern Wesleyan University here in Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
I have enjoyed that. I also am an advocate for individuals that have an intellectual or developmental disability here. I work for a great company called the Arc of the Midlands.
Good.
That's a little bit about who I am.
Yeah, awesome. Going back to college, man. You know, it's fun when you go back as an adult because, like, you think you got it now. You kind of get it now. Why you know your purpose. You know.
Well, your understanding is greater because of your experiences. So I'm definitely enjoying it this time around.
Yeah. So you think, you know, sometimes when kids come out of high school, they're not really ready for it sometimes. You know, everybody's not ready at the same time, you know. You need some seasons.
For me, it was because I was sheltered. I grew up military brat, and surrounded in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, by the majority of my family on my mother's side. So I really wasn't ready to be away from home and in the type partying atmosphere that can be at college. I did not like it at all. Academically, I was fine. I could handle the workload. I just didn't like being away from my family.
Oh, wow. So it's like that. So you had that much fun with the family, huh?
Yes, we roll deep, and especially in the South.
Yeah. You miss that home cooked meal, those nights on the porch, those fun games. It's like that when you're in the hood too. When you're in the hood, it's different now, but all the families were really close. The kids, we played together all the time. We went to school together. So it's kind of hard to pull away and go away to school. So I know all my homies. We all went to school here in the Baltimore area. Morgan, Coppin, the community colleges, University, Baltimore County. So we didn't go that far. This was maybe an hour ride on the public bus or something like that. 30 minutes in the car, and you back home. But that's cool. So, but you're experiencing it now. So, any regrets?
No regrets. Currently, I am a grade A student. The lowest grade I received was in a math class, which is my Achilles heel. I'm a lover of words, not of numbers. I got a C, a mid C in that class, so I was grateful to God for that. But definitely enjoying the experience. I love learning, no matter what area you put me in. I'm soaking it up like a sponge.
Yeah, I know you are. And I went to school right out of high school because my intention was to play baseball, but I got hurt before I got there. But it was a struggle for me because I was there, kind of confused because I wasn't able to, do what I wanted to do. I wanted to play baseball, and then I was going to pretty much just minor in, I think, like technology, because that was my thing. But I just, I was frustrated. So those 2 years were like wasted. So I ended up going into publishing. That's how I got into publishing. And I went into government. I got recruited by the government because I took a test. That's what happened first. And then I went into publishing after 7 years with the government. But then returning to college, I really appreciate it, because I enjoy being around people. And the whole classroom structure is a little different than high school, really different. You found that to be true for you?
It is. I know, I went to high school actually here. I finished my 11th and 12th grade years here in Columbia, South Carolina at W.J. Keenan High School. And it was culture shock for me because coming out of a military environment where you're used to all races and all genres of people, coming into your own folks where you're like 99.9% of us, I was just like, wow. And most people were not focused on work. They were kind of more verbal, more violent. People were getting locked up for fighting and that type thing. And we were just taught a great work ethic, and school is for school. It's not for playing around. It's not for fighting. You go to school to learn. And that lesson took, and we made excellent grades in school. And then, going over to college, it's more of your moral development, where you get to walk in what you learned in high school. You got to put it to practice more.
That's right. Study hard. Now, you just brought a very important point. Do you think that, judging, remember what high school was like when you were in a military school, I guess what the schools were on base?
Right,
for all the
on
kids?
The military base,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, think about that. Now, they were being taught by the military staff, the schools, the program?
Well, it's by regular citizens. It's, and also soldiers that might have been in the Army. That could have been their profession as well. So it was more discipline, I guess. You just were brought up. I was brought up in a different generation where we were taught to respect authority and adults.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had an issue, you took it to your parents, and they dealt with it.
That's right. And I'm thinking because I work in the high school volunteer, and they have some behavioral issues, but you have some kids that are really focused. And of course, I'm not going to go down because of their background. A lot of times it's because of their background. They focus because they know what they want. They've been places, a lot of those kids, because they didn't grow up in a community. Now, the ones that grew up in a community, some of them are all over the place. But then you have some that's focused because they have siblings that were ahead of them, and they know where they want to be. But they do have military programs in the schools, and I noticed that those kids are a lot different in the ROTC than the general population. And they are headed up by, I forgot what he called himself, but they just different, because we invite them over to our agency to, when we do the, programs dealing with military, Memorial Day, Labor Day kind of stuff. And it's just different, You can just see that the focus is just different than the general population.
Right. A lot of times they just need structure. They just need structure. And to know that somebody cares. Now, I worked for 7 years in the public school system up in Maryland, in Cecil County Public Schools. And I worked at all levels, from elementary all the way up to high school. And the high school level, I was the MIT teacher at Perryville High School. And it's just developing a rapport with that student. You have to get outside of yourself, and you have to look at that student as if you were them. Yeah. What might they be thinking? What are they going through? Because 9 times out of 10, the attitude that you may see stems from something that happened outside of school.
Yes.
And so if you can take yourself out of the situation and de-escalate that student, you will find that you have a gem there as a student, and you'll be able to reach that student when nobody else can.
That's true. Yeah, mentoring is important, too, at that level, too. I know a lot of the schools are really getting heavily. They're inviting the business community to come in. The fraternities and the sororities have heavy presence in some of the schools now. And that's really important to allow them to come in. Now, the school I've been dealing with for the last 3 years, they have a new administrator, and he hasn't been that inviting. I haven't heard from him in, several months. And the guy that was there before, he was really big on, community, allowing the community to come in to help them, because they needed help. They don't have enough people to deal with the number of kids they have. But maybe, the other guy has a different approach. I don't know. I haven't heard from them in a while. But, I really enjoyed exposing the kids to, politics and government and, telling them, how the whole system works, from high school through college to the working world. They love hearing those stories. Not all good stories. Because you think it's tough now. Wait till you got to get a job and then competing for promotions and the same thing you experience here is just at a different level when you get in a job.
That's right. I always told my students, now is practice for later. You are going to have to adjust your behavior and your attitude because you're going to need that job. You're going to want that money. So now is practice.
That's right.
Yeah.
Especially. There's so many things that you really want. That cell phone that you have in your pocket that your parents paying for, pick that bill one day, and then you're going to understand you're going to need a good paying job if you want to have a good internet through your house, working computers. It takes money, insurance on your car, the stuff that you need to live a normal life costs you money, and those jobs that you just walk out of high school to get, they won't take care of you like that, So they, you got a head start now to see what you need to do with yourself, and wise up,
That's
so you
right.
think it's rough. That's right.
Yeah, most kids now, their big problem is that they think that their privileges are their rights.
Yep.
And they don't know the value of working for something because the parent wanted the child to have better than what they had. That's great. But when it comes at the cost of them not working for it or knowing the value of it, then that takes away from it. It takes away from the experience that I think each child needs to grow right.
That's right. And
to
it takes
appreciate
more
stuff.
That's right, and it takes more than administrators and the parents. You need to expose them to your church community. So they can be around different type of men and women. Not just sometimes just being around your family, because everybody walks differently in your family. And they don't share everything all the time. Like if you see my family all in one room, everybody look normal. But if you ask them what they do and if they happy, you may not get a good answer.
Right.
So exposing them to professionals in your church, you say, why that guy walks so straight? Why is he that way? Why is he so interested in teaching us these principles of God? Who is this guy? And you find out he's a real professional man with a good heart. You get a whole lot more. Sometimes when you go outside the family and see what's going on. So I like to expose my kids to a lot of things too. Not just what we doing in here, but what's going on around them.
Right. I can definitely say that's what my parents did. We were well-rounded children. We were involved in so many different things. And then because my father was in the military, then I had the privilege of being able to travel. Now, I didn't appreciate it when I was younger. I didn't like moving so much, especially when we went overseas. But once we were there, I realized when I came back and moved to Columbia, South Carolina, some people never leave the hometown that they were born in.
Yes,
what a narrow vision that they have of the world.
Yes.
They can't see past the end of their nose, and there's so much out there to experience.
It is. And I admit I didn't have an opportunity to travel overseas because my dad he did the military prior to getting married. So as soon as he got out, him and my mom got married, pretty young. But he had a very good career because I think he actually was like an amateur boxer and everything and trained. I thought he had an opportunity for the Olympics. I thought he told me, but he didn't like to train like that. But so he ended up being like a drill sergeant, and which was cool because he got a chance to get like management type skills. So when he got out, he did get into management and printing, and for a very established, a large publishing company. So we got a chance to be exposed to a very good lifestyle, because he had a good job. My mom was a teacher, and the good thing about growing up with them, my mom, her mom lived up in Long Island, New York, so we got a chance to played with kids that were from, I think they were from the Virgin Islands, and some was from Africa. So her whole neighborhood was a mixture of different races. And then my dad's family was from the country, so we got a chance to deal with our cousins that ran around with no shoes on, and we they were sharecroppers, and the hard kind of life, no fun, boy, working on a farm, boy. But you learn that's how they live. They wear life.
Right.
So we got a chance to see both sides.
It's good hard work.
Yeah, it was good hard work. But it had its good time because they know how to make fun out, with the farm animals and stuff. Because we really adore the farm animals. But working out there in the fields, boy, woo, man, I can imagine it was like picking cotton, boy, picking string beans and cucumbers was tough for me.
Oh, that's funny. My mom picked tobacco for a little bit, she said. I know my grandmother did. I don't know the extent to what else they may have had to sharecrop, but definitely growing up in the country now, I loved it. I loved being outside. Just a liberty and a freedom, and like my great-great-grandfather bought a city block. So you're talking about my grandmother's house there. For a while, the plot next to her was empty, and that was our garden. And then you had a great aunt and uncle who had a home, and then another great aunt and uncle. And then you go up the block around the corner, and my great-grandmother stayed there. Yeah, so very tight-knit, growing up with all your cousins, second cousins, great uncles and aunties, and just a wonderful upbringing. We had a great uncle that stayed in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He would come up in his Winnebago and take us water skiing. Just a full childhood. A lot of the big downfall with most kids these days, to me, is they always have their face stuck in front of iPad or iPod or a DS or some form of electronics. They don't know how much fun it is to be outside and just engage their brains, you know.
People got some allergies now. Yeah, they got them bad allergies and asthma. I never see so many kids with asthma. When I was working in the city, I used to work for the health department for a couple of years. It was like a lot of the moms couldn't even work full-time jobs because the kids had severe asthma. I was like, what the heck? So they can't even do sports
but that's
go out on the
because
playground.
The air quality up there, because you have the industry down in Baltimore. And then you have the stuff up in Philly, and then you have the stuff in Delaware, and then you got APG and all the things that they are blowing up, and releasing into the atmosphere. So it's a lot. I developed allergies, as a matter of fact, and asthma up north. Never had an issue with that. As an adult, I developed it, and so I understand completely. I could not imagine if that were my childhood, because that would have severely limited what I was able to do outside. And we lived for that. You always heard, you better be in this house before the street light is on. That was true. And that was very true. And we played all day.
No, I loved that. I mean, we really enjoyed going down the country, playing every sport. You had, guys that were really talented, and, it was really nice, playing on sand lots, and, because I was amazed that, they played basketball on sand lots. I was like, well, where's the concrete at? Of course, they said, well, we can go to the school and play, but it's fun to play on sand, So
right.
I said, all right, so because our neighborhood was set up pretty much like how yours was set up. All our family was all in that one area because it was owned by my grandfather, and he ended up selling some. I guess he either gave away or sold some of the land he had, because I know he built the farm that my grandfather ended up inheriting.
Okay.
Yeah, no, my great grandfather. All right, Nicole, we're gonna take a break, and then we come back. We're gonna talk about your poetry book. So we ready to hear some poems. All right. So you ready for us?
All right. Looking forward to it.
All right, so we're gonna listen to James Deshay, and then we're gonna hear another piece of music. All right, so here we go with James Deshay.
Are you looking for a great book of poetry that is romantic, heartfelt, and full of male emotion? Then get Thoughts, Love, and Reflections by James K. Deshay. That's Deshay. Go to www.jamesdeshay.com. You will enjoy Thoughts, Love, and Reflections.
Hi, if you're struggling with your relationship or you just can't seem to find the right one, author Gerald Manuel has written an enlightening new book entitled How to Identify Your Spiritual Soulmate. You may order a copy today from Amazon.com or at BarnesandNoble.com. This book is sure to answer many of the questions you may have. Thank you, and God bless you.
Worldwide Podcast.
All right, we got to get back to Nicole Smith, Kimberly. I know you wanted to keep singing. All right, that was Kimberly, and that song was called I'm Praying for You. And also we heard a tune from Linton and Louise Smith. That's right. And I think the one we played was Touch Me. All right, and that was awesome. And we appreciate the music provided by those artists, and they're all independents. So check them out on positivepower21.org for those of you that's listening to us on your Spreaker device, your mobile device, on Spreaker.com/positivepower21. And right now we're listening to Nicole Smith, and she's about to lay some poetry on us. You ready, Nicole?
I am. Yep. The first poem that I'll read, and I will read 3, is called A Friendship of Souls. A great friendship is like rays of the sun, which warms everything in its path. If you water and tend it as a garden, you can be sure the harvest will last. When trying to describe our friendship, I could barely type without tears. Look at how the Father favored us with each other's company throughout the years. You have been the voice of wisdom, lifted my spirit when I was down, even mothered me at times when mine could no longer be around. There's a genuine sweetness about you, a joy bubbling from within. As we celebrate your life today, I can truly say that I'm blessed to call you my friend. I wrote that for a friend of mine named Donna Gill. She's a church member, and it was her birthday. I wrote that to commemorate that.
Better than a birthday card.
Yep, that has been suggested to me. The next poem I'll read is called A Waste of Black Pride. Lying dead in the streets, $200 sneakers on your feet, a waste of black pride. My son, Mama taught you to walk before you run, a waste of black pride. Nothing in this life is free, though you may want it to be. On the corner hustling that rock, giving your own people culture shock. Your whip has the rim, but from whose blood do they stem? A waste of black pride. Seemingly having the best, dozens of names tattooed across your chest, a waste of black pride. You swim in the blood of your own, high, broke, tired, and alone. We thought the days of mass are gone. Through dark clouds, another face has shown, a waste of black pride.
Well, tell us a little bit about that piece.
That piece was actually a friend of mine. We were at work. She writes poetry, loves poetry as well. I don't know if she's published yet or not. Her name is Sharon Thurston. And she just gave me the line, and she said, see what you can do with this. Mm-hmm. So that poem was birthed out of that.
Mm. Wow, that was nice.
Thank you. This last poem is entitled Soar. And this is a poem that I wrote for my goddaughter, Alicia. Step boldly into the destiny that God has purposed for you. Remember, He has a plan weaved throughout all you go through. Soar above situations, reach up to the heights, with Him as your focus as you walk through life. You project a tough exterior, but have such a fragile heart. You've endured some things that will cause others to fall apart. As you sit on the potter's wheel, a masterpiece in the making, there is pleasure mingled with pain, as His nail-scarred hands are shaping. It is He who strengthens us through the trials we face, and turns mourning into laughter as the pain becomes erased. I could not be there for every moment, but know you've always held my heart. I am grateful for each chapter in your life in which God let me be a part.
Beautiful. How old is she now?
She is probably around 25.
25?
Or 6, yes.
Yep. Done well for herself?
She's doing good. She's up in Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah.
Is she living there or going to school?
She lives there. I do not know if she's in school currently. I do know that she works. She's staying with her mother at present.
Yeah, good for her. All right, so you the poet. So, Nicole, so when did this happen? When did you, decide the pen was your thing?
My mother always read to us as children. Loved to read. And in 11th grade, just started playing around with writing. Write poems for some friends and just continued to write. I would keep them in a little journal. And it developed into writing poetry for different friends for different events and occasions. And I just love it.
Yeah. So you find it's kind of, therapeutic, like writing in a journal?
I really don't do it that much as far as it being cathartic like that. My first venture with writing something that was for me and not for somebody else, that was a manifestation of my emotions that I was going through, was recently, and I submitted a piece last year to a publisher. Her name is Janelle Middleton. She's up in the Delaware area. Her publishing company is Vision Directive. And it's a book called Things I Wish He Knew. And it was a compilation of letters from women to any male that they felt like they needed closure with. Wow. That was the first time that I wrote something that really dealt with my emotions other than of love and friendship and encouragement for someone else.
Man, I know that's a piece of work, that book.
That book is amazing. I submitted the piece, but I did not have an opportunity. Things were really going really fast at that time. My book was coming out. A lot of things were going on at the same time. And I didn't have a chance to read the book until about maybe a month and a half after it came out. When I did, I was blown away. You never know what people are going through. You never know the experiences that shape the person that you see in front of you. You'll never know the horrors that go on behind closed doors.
Tell me about it. Yeah, we hear it on this show. Right here on Positive Power, we've heard some stuff. Woo, man.
And women have stories like no other.
You're right. Woo, man, I heard some stuff. Woo. Well, anyway, let's get back to Nicole Smith. Now, Nicole, how are you you're promoting this book, marketing this book? What's going on? How can people find you?
I'm with Kingdom Builders Publications, and they can go to that website. They can Google it and pull it up. I'm also on Amazon.com. I'm on Kindle. I'm on Books A Million. I'm on Nook. And I also have a Facebook page entitled Poems-by-Nikki.
That's right. Good. So where you decide to go with a publisher? Not just Nicole Smith doing her thing.
I really did not know what to do with the gift that I had. And I knew I wanted to move forward in it, but I didn't know how. So before I moved from Maryland in August of 2013, a fellow author and playwright, her name is Gina Edwards, she helped me to submit 30 pieces of poetry to the Library of Congress. Well, a year later, I'd heard nothing from them. And so in being connected to Janelle Middleton through Gina, I was looking to see how much a publisher would charge to edit a piece, because Gina had a book coming out called Imparting Eternity, and she wanted me to edit it for her. So I wanted to see how much I should get a baseline for how much I should charge. So I got on Google. Amazing story here. God is amazing, and the things that he does are so divine. And I Googled Christian publishers. Up pops Kingdom Builders Publications. When I called Louise Smith, and she asked me how I found her, and I told her that I Googled her, she said, you can't find us through Google.
Wow.
My husband tried it. So that was a divine connection. That was a divine connection and the beginning of a great working relationship. I have a friend that self-publishes. I have many friends now that self-publish, but it's just not something that I moved toward yet. And because I'm still learning it, being with a publisher, you can find out all the things you need to know without necessarily making a mistake that might cost you.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? You have that safety net.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 'Cause they know the ins and the outs. Now, are you performing your poetry? Have you had a party? Any of that stuff?
I have had a speaking engagement here at a local coffee house called The Drip downtown in the 5 Points area, and I was able to get up and read several pieces of poetry for about 15 to 20 minutes. Enjoyed that tremendously. A lot of poets wait a long time for something like that to happen. My professor at the time, her and her husband are there on Wednesday nights, and she gave me the invitation and made it extra credit for my class to come.
Wow, good.
So it's a great opportunity. I enjoyed it. That was I've spoken in the poetry in church before because it was written for the majority of my church family at that time in Maryland. But that was my first public speaking engagement outside of church. And so it was different, a varied audience, and people were very receptive, and I enjoyed that moment.
Yeah, good. Now, clubs. Do you belong in any poetry clubs? Or, do you attend them, check them out?
I do belong to Pen of a Ready Writers Society through Kingdom Builders Publications, and we meet quarterly and have different events, and she has different information for us as far as marketing. You can ask different questions. You have a group of not just authors or poets, you have artists, and any question that you might have, you can ask. It's a chance to share ideas and brainstorm and just be inspired by other local artists in the area.
Yeah, I know that's very enjoyable, being around different talent like that. That's awesome.
It stirs up your gift as well.
That's right. It does make you excited. Now, they have I know a lot of poetry groups, up north, Chicago. They got a couple big groups. They frequent the social media, a lot of Facebook groups. Are you involved in any of the Facebook groups that's online?
Not any poetry groups as of yet. Only my publisher that I know from Delaware and another author that I know from up in the Delaware area.
Yeah, because I always wonder, when you have everybody all in a group together, I know they share some of their writing. Sometimes you got something in your mind, you need somebody to, to be there for you and, blog back. And then, you introduce your books and the support, like a support group, I guess. And I think some of them do attend some of the frequent clubs together and do reading. Now, how you feel about spoken word? Have you ever gotten into that?
Now, spoken word, I don't think that I would have any problem doing that at all. And as a matter of fact, I have experimented with a couple of pieces. And I know you were asking a second ago about groups on Facebook. Pen of a Ready Writers Society is also on Facebook, and we promote each other and share our ideas on that venue as well. But spoken word, I love it. I love to hear it. I love the flow of it.
Yeah, they rock. And we featured a couple artists on Positive Power. Anybody want to check them out? If you go on the website, and it's an area called Unplugged, and you'll find a number of, matter of fact, some of the shows, it's like shows, they like 1 hour, and they're mixed with music. And we have one artist we've been promoting named Tanika Gonzalez. She called herself Tanika Joy now, and Justice Clark, one of our featured artists. So we have some pretty good people out there. Cotton up in Chicago, the greatest poet on earth. A lot of characters featured on our Unplugged Volume 1 and Volume 2. And I think we're about to do Volume 3 because I'm starting to get some entries. So I'm going to probably be soliciting for some poetry so I can include you in that group. So get ready, okay, because they be rocking it. So you may want to check them out. All right, they're a very exciting group. They all from different areas, but they've been knowing each other, watching each other, and listening to each other on Positive Power. So everybody's kind of connected, with our podcast. All right,
that's great.
Cool. We're going to include you with that. So, practice now. Now, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, because we're running out of time, we want you to close us out with your final thoughts. And we appreciate you being on the show and sharing your poetry. And kudos to you and Kingdom Builders Publishing Company. Okay? All right,
Thank
so hold tight. We're going to hear from Reese Publishing, Reese World Publishing. All right?
Okay.
Are you an avid reader of urban fiction, looking for drama, suspense, and more? Reese World Publishing is dedicated to bringing the world's best literature to our readers. Urban fiction, erotica, sci-fi, mainstream fiction, and children's literature are just some of the genres produced by our diversified family of authors. You can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at our website, www.reeseworldpublishing.com.
Hey everyone, this is Tanika Gonzalez, spoken word poet. Whenever I'm online, I'm always listening to jerry-royce-live. You can find Jerry on www.speaker.com. Positive Power 21.
All right. Yeah, speaking of Tanika Joy, that was her right there. That's right. Thank you, Tanika. That's right. Excellent. She's almost like Sade of poetry, man. She really could bring it, A lot of people, I find they have a great story to tell, and they just know how to bring the emotion in their poetry. That's why I love it so much. I mean, it really mellows me out, man. You just don't know. That's why I love when people release those joints on tracks. You can just sit back and enjoy it on a good podcast like PositivePower21.org. Right, Nicole Smith. All right. So you ready? You ready to close us out tonight's show?
Yes, sir. I'd just like to say thank you so much for this opportunity. To anybody out there that you're writing and you have it in a book on paper and you never did anything with it, I would just encourage you to get out there and move forward. Your story is going to be something that means something to someone out there. So don't let your story remain untold. Put your words out there. As Louise Smith would say, words have power, and they frame the world. What are you saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know a very good friend of mine. I got to check on that guy, too. I heard some things. But he used to say everybody got a good book in them, at least one good book, So get it moving, y'all.
That's true.
Yeah. But fortunately for us, majority of our audience are authors. they listen to this show and they learn from one another. And of course, everybody got their challenges in life, but we're here to help each other, and that's what we're here for, to bring these exciting stories, these exciting people to Positive Power. So I always say, feel the power of 21. So come on out, everybody. Share the podcast with people. You never know how you can help them. Put a little fire under something. Some people just dragging. They don't know where they're going. They don't have no direction at all. Sometimes it could just be one thing somebody say ending the show that could make a difference in their life, life and death. Yeah. So we appreciate you being here, and your poems are so awesome, and we can't wait to get you on Unplugged 3. All right? So be
Thank
ready.
you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And Nicole, I tell people all the time, when they listen to the show, you're going to hear some good stuff on the show, some real good stuff. So I always tell them, share this podcast. Listen to PositivePower21.org. We pretty much 24/7 in a way. You know, you come out anytime and check us out at positivepower21.org and Spreaker.com, Positive Power 21. And don't forget, y'all, we have a host of brand new podcasts. It's not just me anymore. It's not about Jerry Royce Live anymore. It's about us forming an alliance, just like my good friend Louise Smith of Kingdom Builders Publication, bringing these awesome poets to us these last 2 weeks. Well, we had another week of poets, so we really enjoy having all of you here, and we'd love to have you back when y'all release y'all other books. Also, don't forget, y'all, check out Beverly Fells Jones on our site. She's our life coach, and she talks about positive thinking. We got my man Kerry Hines, the hair show, the hair radio morning show. Oh, his show is so awesome. He brings awesome guests, and they always talk about ways how you can tap into any type of entrepreneur market, whether it's hair or owning a retail store, clothing. He's always tackling something. Excellent guest. His shows run 3 hours on the morning on the Blog Talk Radio, but we stream them right here, so you can check them out right here on positivepower21.org. And don't forget also, we got Terry T. Smith coming here. That's right from Hollywood, from the red carpet. She's going to be empowering the young ladies on the show. We got her girlfriend Michelle Emmons coming here talking about holistic health. And then we got the lead of the bunch, Kimmy Kim. That's right. She has a religious Christian program out there in Kansas City, running on Elations magazine. And I can't remember the name of that call radio station, but she's running on terrestrial radio as well. And we got pastors coming. We got Virginia Singleton. She's one of the authors of Kingdom Builders Publications. Matter of fact, you guys got to hear her words. She brings that Southern style. Ooh, I heard 3 sermons today. I was about to jump out my chair and dance down the aisle. And we appreciate her son, Chuck Singleton, making it happen. Chuck Tilden used to play baseball with me. Apologize for that, Chuck. But anyway, we appreciate him bringing it to us. And, of course, we bring all our broadcasts in high definition audio. So when you listen to it on your speakers through your Bluetooth headphones or your car stereo system, you will get awesome sound quality. All right, everybody, I tell you all the time, you want to hear the good stuff, you got to listen to Jerry Royce Live. He worldwide. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Jerry Royce Live on positivepower21.org and Spreaker.com/positivepower21. This is a Royce Enterprises production. And don't forget about replay on Facebook.com/Jerry Royce Live.
All right, y'all feel the power of 21. Stay awesome all week long. I'm Jerry Royce Live. I'm worldwide.